Okay, so we're connecting to the breath, and we're acknowledging that they're here together in the now space. So when we are present not only with the breath, we are present with the whole creation. Yeah, presence is not only my present, it's not a personal thing. Present is the truth. Present is all there is. And when we are present, doesn't matter with what, with our breath, with a candle, with a flower, doesn't matter what, we are connected to life, we are alive. Okay, so just acknowledge the movement of air inside your body. Okay, and because the subject of this talk is about energy reading, so as we meditating now a little bit, let's practice energy reading. Because energy reading is actually being alive, is not reading anything. It's just being alive. I'll talk a lot more about it. But now as we meditate and we're feeling our body, for example, the way we sit, the way we breathe, it's already, I call it energy reading, but basically it's just connecting to life. When we feel the temperature on our skin, we can call it awareness or energy reading, doesn't matter, it's just a name. When we feel the air around our face, same. When we're aware of our emotions, it's the same. Okay, so just allow your mind to be aware of the breath and whatever else comes to you right now at this moment. Sensations, emotions, maybe even thoughts, images, stuff coming from outside, whatever comes to you. Okay? And let's just with our mind to maximize the power of our meeting, let's visualize that we're creating a circle between those who are participating, and that our heart opens up and unites to the other members of the circle through love. Yeah, the energy of love is moving from our heart, creating like a chain with beads of hearts. And what connects is the energy of love. Okay, so obviously is the mind created this image of circle, and you can already feel, I hope, that that image makes you a sense of connection to this moment. I feel it very clear that I'm more calm. I feel the power of the other people. And I feel nourished by you, and I feel I'm nourishing you. So let's just stay like this a minute and just pay attention to our breathing and feel that when we inhale, we receive the power from each other. And when we exhale, we share power, we share love, we share light, and we share the desire that this circle and each one of us will raise vibration. We feel better. Will radiate light and love. Yes, so when you give it to others, you also receive it from others, and like this we support again and again and again, and the vibration rises. And again, it's all depend on each one of us mind. If the mind is clear with the image, then we're sharing a lot of power. If the mind is going all over the place, not much power. Wonderful. Okay, so again I want to say welcome to everybody. Just a minute. And what I want to talk about today is energy reading and a breakthrough you are looking for. And first I want to explain what is energy reading, because I mean, some of you maybe worked with me and familiar, but some maybe it's a new subject. So I want to talk about what is energy reading. If you look online and Google energy reading, you see many different things, yeah. But I just want to give it my interpretation and the way I use this term and what it means for me and for my work. So for me, energy reading is the ability to see and to be alive 100%. Yeah. So if I connect to a plant, I can see its energy, I can feel its energy, and I can feel its communication with other plants. If I connect to another person, I can see the flow in their chakras, in their aura, in the meridians, and I can see also how people interact with themselves, between themselves. Okay? So when I read energy, I'm actually alive, just completely alive, and I allow the energy that is all over life, all over creation, to reflect in my system. Okay? It reflects through my emotional system, it reflects through images, colors, knowing, temperature, many things. Yeah. So when I connect to somebody, I can read their energy because I allow that energy, their energy, to reflect in my system. So energy reading, another way to call it, is like a living mirror. Okay, a living mirror that you are mirroring through all your system, through your emotional system, your temperature system, your knowing, yes, through your being, you're mirroring the object that you are connecting to. Okay? So when I connect to somebody, when I want to read their energy, actually I say I am like an empty mirror, and I allow the other person or the object to be mirrored through my system. Yeah, so I can get their emotion mirrored in my system. I can get an image how their chakra is. I can get color from their chakra. I can get temperature. I can get many things coming from their system. Okay? But just to make it clear that we all actually reading energy all the time as we practice in the meditation just now. Because you could see that you could connect to yourself. You knew how you feel. So actually, when we read energy, we're just going to more details in what we call being aware. Or we become more subtle in that. Or we learn how to use it. And that's what I teach always, how to use the energy reading for yourself or to work with other people. So it's important to understand that the first thing we do is that we have to acknowledge that connecting to energy, first of all, we have to connect to the physicality. Okay? So if I connect from the physical into the non-physical, then I can understand how reading energy works. Okay? So now, for example, I'm sitting. It's very clear for me to feel my body sitting on a chair. But for somebody that is not familiar with energy, if I ask you, could you feel your heart chakra? Could you feel the third layer of your aura? Could you feel the heart chakra of somebody else? They probably will not be able to do it because the mind is not refined or is not in the right awareness to connect to it. Okay, so it's very important to understand that we can train ourselves to read energy. So today I want to talk about energy reading as a breakthrough, because in order to read energy, we must break through a different belief system that if we don't do it, we cannot really make a big leap, I would say even in our personal life or in our professional life if we're working with people. So the reason energy reading is a powerful breakthrough is because those boundaries are a major breakthrough for us as human beings. So what are the boundaries that we need to go through in order to read energy? Okay, so one boundary, for example, is where do I end? So I just want to ask you, and if you can answer, whoever wants on the chat, where do you end? Where do you end? Yeah. Fair question. I don't know if you asked yourself that question before, but if you want to take a minute, reflect on it, and send me a message in the chat, where do you end? Okay? So this is one thing we have to consider when we're working with energy reading. Okay? But it's not only about energy reading, yeah, when we work, yeah, it's about our personal life, yeah, because if I don't end, yeah, so then that means that my consciousness can expand to infinity. If I do end in my skin, that means that all the way I interact with life is in the size of my body, what I perceive myself to be me. Okay? So, although I don't see anyone who answer, where do you end? But I'll answer that I don't end. Yeah? I don't end. And you don't end either. Yeah? Or if you think you end, so it's just a thought in your mind. Yeah? Because normally by default, when I ask you how you're doing, you don't open your awareness to the whole creation and answer from that. You kind of checking in, how is your emotion, how is your physical life, how is your story, what happened to you in your life, and that's from there you're answering, that's how I feel. Good morning, curious how you came to this via Ramana. Okay. Okay, so some people are answering. So Savarna, I'll answer later, or maybe you get it through what I'm talking about, relating to Ramana teaching. Where do I end? Yeah, everywhere. Good one. Yeah, Daisy, I'm energy, so I'm part of everything. I'm energy, so there is no end. Yeah. Soles of my feet, Marita. But when I open my hearing, I'm endless. Okay, beautiful. Yeah, so that's what I feel as well, that I'm endless. Yeah. But if I ask you, can I pay attention to your breathing? You will not say I'm endless. You normally will bring your awareness to the energy or to the breath inside your body. Why is that? Because by default, we're always going inside, and we have to train to really be infinite, not only when we meditate, but to transform into that state of infinite being. Okay? So one of the breakthrough that allows us to read energy, but it's not only reading energy, is how we're doing in our life, is the acknowledgement that we are actually don't end. And why it's so important as a breakthrough through energy reading is because that when you want to connect to somebody else and connect to their energy, yeah, you have to feel that you are completely infinite, yeah, and you allow the object, which is, let's say, another person, to reflect in your system, yeah, and this system is infinite, so it can reflect in many ways that you have no idea. Another thing that example for this endless being and how it connects to energy reading is that you can go with your awareness to anyone you want. Yeah? So if I don't end, it means that I can connect to my father who lives in Israel while I'm in Spain, and I can connect and see exactly how he is doing right now. How is, his lungs, his knees, his emotions, everything. Yeah? But for that you must break this barrier that says that I'm finishing here, so how is it possible that I can feel my, somebody else is not connected? Maybe I can feel my fingers because they are connected, but how can I feel the finger of somebody that is not connected? Or how can I feel my aura? My aura is also not connected to my physical body. So we must break through those things. So it's not enough that we only meditate, but also in our life and also in our practice, we have to break through and understand that everything I'm choosing to connect to, because I'm infinite being, I can connect to anything I want, anytime I want, between beyond time and space. Okay, that's why it's such a powerful breakthrough. Because if, for example, you are a coach or a psychotherapist or anything you're working with people, but let's say a coach, and you work with somebody, and as you're working with them and they're telling you something, you can, on your own with your mind, go to the time that they were inside their mother, for example, and see the quality of interaction they had with their mother while they were in the uterus, or the time in the uterus, how it was there, because you are beyond time and space, because the truth is beyond time and space. Okay? And then when you do that, you get so much information that give you a lot of insight to what's going on with your client right now. As well, when we teach energy reading, we teach this practice called going back in time. We actually don't go anywhere because we are all here. But we allow the time to present in the present moment and to connect. So let's say the person is 40, how it was when you are 30, when you are 20, you're going back in time, and how the symptom that you're presenting now manifest or manifested in other time back in time. Yeah, but we are all in the present. It means that the information just surface and surface and surface. And this is possible only because you acknowledge that you are infinite being, yeah, that you are beyond time and space, and you just allow information to float in the present moment. So again, if you're working with somebody, this is crazy amount of information you can gather without even talking one word with the person. And then you can talk to them and then guide them back in time, and you get amazing result, because people can recognize, for example, if there was a trauma, you go back in time and you see when is the first time that feeling, for example, of anxiety surfaced in somebody's life. And that's very, very powerful tool to recognize, to work with, to call maybe the part that is more healthy, to deal with it. There's many ways, I don't want to go into it, but it just shows the power of moving beyond time and space and its application for therapy. Okay, so this is, for example, if you work as a coach, if you work as a psychotherapist, if you work as an acupuncturist. Sorry, the people who wrote in the chat, I'll look at it later, okay, because I'm losing the rhythm, so please bear with me. If you work as an acupuncturist, so yeah, like I train as an acupuncturist and I use it a lot. Okay, so like you see the aura, you see the chakras, you see all the energy of the person. You can also see the meridians. So when I'm about to use a needle, I can see exactly which meridian the energy flows and which meridian doesn't flow, which point is stronger in energy or weaker. And then the minute I put the needle, I can see how the energy shifts and again connect or is not connecting to harmony. Then I need to modify the treatment. When I studied Chinese medicine, they told me for this problem use this set of points and the person get better. But that was not my experience, because I used those points, but it's not always worked. And the missing link here is now when I see the energy, I can see if that set of points really does the trick or it doesn't. So then I need to change. So here you can get a sense why it's so revolutionary to read energy, to be able to read energy, because you can apply it in infinite ways. Let's say you are an osteopath, okay? Osteopath, usually they work with the structure or the soft tissue or the connective tissue of the body. Okay, so let's say somebody came to you for a session and you see that there is tension in their lower back, for example. Okay, so you can, in your mind, go back in time and you say, okay, now let's say the person is 42, how is their back? Now you say, okay, now they are 30, how is it? 20, how is it? Yeah, and you'll see crazily clear that there are ages that suddenly, oops, the back is different. Yeah, because you move beyond this limitation that this person represents this problem only now. The problem is not only now, it started before, and the information of the problem is now, but it's started before. So you can, for example, let's say you recognize that the imbalance started at 3 years old, you can treat as an osteopath the 3 years old in the 42 body, yeah? And you'll see that you're treating actually, that aspect of the person. Okay, so as well, the amazing application of energy reading is for me personally, for us, just for our own practice, because I sit to meditate in the morning and I pay attention and I read the energy. Okay, it's not only the physicality that my body maybe is not comfortable, but I can connect to the energy, I can connect to the chakras, connect to the aura, connect to the meridian, and see what's going on, read them, and then work on balancing. Okay? So energy reading is such a breakthrough because it gives completely a new array of possibilities for anyone who works with people or working with yourself. Even if you're a parent and you want to support your child, and your child either with you or maybe they're not with you, they are already grown up and they are in another place, you can connect, you can support them, because energy reading is beyond time and space, yeah, and you can always connect, and when you connect, you transform. Like we started this session, we did meditation. Okay, in the meditation we connected to the present moment, and for me, I don't know for you, it was very clear that as we got deeper, yeah, into the meditation, for me, I start to feel a sense of unity between us. Okay, and the reason is because all of us, or some of us, brought awareness, power into the present moment, created the image of unity, and as a result, we all being affected. Okay, so when your mind is going into anything, especially if it's imbalanced, and you being with that, the energy start to shift. That's why we can use energy reading as a very powerful healing method, because when you read an imbalance, you're already actually starting to transform the imbalance. Yeah? Why is that? Because when you are aware of imbalance, the awareness, and this is connection to Ramana Maharishi, yeah, the awareness is actually coming from no thing or everything or pure consciousness. Okay, so when I am in pure consciousness, meaning no thing or nothing, yeah, my awareness is that infinite space. It's the source, and when I shine through awareness that pure clean energy into an object that is tense, the energy start to open up, because our system works the best in enlightenment state, in infinite state, yeah, in no pressure state, and that no pressure state is always available for us. Okay, so when I'm acknowledging that I'm infinite being, that I am actually infinity itself, not infinite being, I am all there is, yeah, and through that I'm connecting to a blockage. Doesn't matter if it's in my body or being or somebody else, the power of transformation is so intense, is so transformational, that the transformation is very fast and very profound, yeah. But for that we have to acknowledge that actually the one who does it is creation itself, is not me, because I am everything, yeah. And that's complete connected to Ramana Maharishi or to the teaching of Advaita, non-duality. I am all there is, Okay. I feel that in my work, because I'm very much into Advaita or spiritual practice, you can say, and very much into healing. So that connection between healing and spirituality made me, in a way, kind of develop this energy reading, what I call, but actually it's healing through pure awareness. Okay? So that's why I say that energy reading is a breakthrough you're looking for, you know, because the application of it is crazy. It's infinite, yeah? Even more than I understand. So much. So, yeah, so just a minute. Yeah, so the application of energy reading is infinite, and if you try to yourself, and you'll see that slowly, as you start to become aware of your energy, yeah, if you start to see the connection between mind and body, the clarity that when you have a thought, when you have an emotion, immediately there is a blockage in the system. When you go to the blockage, the awareness change, yeah, the tension evaporates, yeah. So it starts to open so much space for you. And then when you break the boundary of I'm only me, and you realize actually you are everything, pure consciousness, so the same you can apply to somebody else, yeah. If somebody else is in tension, and you can see when you connect to the energy, you can see that when they are thinking in a certain way, the energy start to get blocked, yeah. When they're feeling in a certain way, the energy start to get blocked, yeah. And when we do energy coaching, which is the second step of energy reading, based on the reading, we do the coaching, we can guide the other person, yeah, through awareness of the energy, to understand what are the connection between the psychological patterns that blocks us and the way the energy manifests. Okay? So when the person starts to become aware of it, it opens so much space for us to be more free, to start to see and navigate more in freedom in life, to see, when I bring this thought again, this emotion again, I get this and that discomfort. My energy starts to shrink. I don't feel happy, you know, and then we can open up. Okay? So energy reading, for sure, it's a breakthrough. Let me just look at my notes if there's, before we continue. Okay. Yeah, when I talk about the practical application, I didn't say a few things that are wonderful and fun. For example, gardening. Yeah, amazing application of energy reading. Gardening. Yeah, you look at the tree, you look at the plant doesn't look very good. Why? You connect to the roots. Are the roots happy? Yeah, maybe the roots start to shrink. Yeah, maybe something in the leaves. So not only what you see, but what do you feel from the plant. Okay, so energy reading is amazing to apply in gardening, amazing to apply in shopping. Yeah, you know, we all like to buy organic food, for example, or we give a lot of esteem to organic food, yeah. But sometimes you go to the market and you see actually that the organic apple, it doesn't have a good vibration. So it has the title organic, but has no chi, no energy, okay. And maybe a local apple that is not organic but was picked yesterday is very powerful in energy. So then you have to think, you know, what do you do? But when you go shopping, go energy reading shopping, yeah? Connect to the quality, the energy vibration that comes from what you're going to pick, and not just the label, okay? So this also very, very powerful and beautiful application. Another beautiful application is diet, you know? Each food has a quality to it, has a vibration to it, and you have as a vibration, yeah. In our courses, when we do energy reading, we work a lot with, not a lot, but we play with food and person. And we want to see what's the interaction between the food and the person. Yeah? Yes? So for example, if I'm here and I'm putting an apple here, is the apple and my system are happy with each other? I mean, the apple is not happy going to be eaten. But is the energy of the apple, my body likes it before you eat it. Yeah? And like this, anything else you can do. Yeah? So it's very, very useful for us to feel, to be aware, because our body is vibrating constantly. What we're putting into the body vibrates even before we put it into the body. So we have to pay attention to the vibration and not only to the value and what's written on the tag, or how it feels. Does it feel vibrating in harmony and good for my system? Okay, so this is a beautiful application of energy reading. Let's see something else. Yeah, human resources. Yeah, so if you're working in human resources, you get, maybe, I don't know, 20, hundreds of emails of job applications. So, of course, I mean, I'm not saying how to do it or to read, not to read. Yeah? But what I'm saying is connect and see what you feel when you say, you get the name, what kind of feeling comes to you? Only that. Yeah? Yeah, and this will be interesting for you. I'm not saying to choose according to that, but I'm saying to take it as part of your evaluation of what you're reading, of the resume you're reading in resources, human resource. Okay? Many applications. Yeah? I use also energy reading to support couples. Yeah, because energy reading, when there's a couple, yeah, there is very powerful, of course, exchange in the couple. Same with home space. Okay, good. Thank you, Laura. Yeah, when there is exchange between couples, so you can see easily how is the exchange. For example, if we look at couple like this, is there love and softness? Maybe there is love from one person, but hardness like this from the other person. Maybe there is tension in between and energy is not exchanged. Maybe there is only exchange in the heart, but nothing in the mind. Maybe sexual, but no other connection. Yeah. So that's a very powerful application of energy reading when you work with couple. Yeah. So again, you can see that it's very, very powerful way of working with people. Okay, let me look at a few of the what you wrote here. Curious how you came to this via Ramana teaching. Where do I end? Okay, so I think I talked about it. Okay, Marita, we talked about it. Yes, Savannah, we're working. Can you help? Okay, in this way of working, can you help them discover it for themselves? Okay, beautiful. Thank you for asking, Savannah. Yeah, so when I work with somebody, as I said, by default, all of us first connecting me as me. So when you work with somebody, with a client, you also connect, they're also connecting to themselves as themselves. So what I develop is a way to move from the physical to the non-physical. Yeah? And because our mind neurologically is arranged to connect, first of all, to the physical and is habitually feeling the physical much easier than anything else. Yeah? If I ask you, could you feel your shoulder? Yeah, shoulder here, I can feel it. Can you feel yourself sitting? Yes. Okay, but the nervous system is not trained to feel subtle energy. It's possible, but it's not trained. So normally when you work with people, yeah, of course I'm teaching it in detail, but now I'm just giving the idea. You have to lead them from the physical to the non-physical. Yeah, to in a way let their mind slowly move from the familiar to create new familiarity. Yeah, and it's fascinating to see the minute somebody who never had connection with energy starting to acknowledge energy, they start to fly. Yeah, because suddenly a whole realm of adventure, of opening, you know, and then they say, wow, you know, they start to see colors sometime. You don't have to see color, you can just be aware of the energy, yeah, and they start, a completely new world opens, okay? And then you can work with them much more subtle than before. Yeah, so you can lead people, answering your question, Savannah. And Anna, revolutionary thing, thank you. And Lara asked, hey, same with home space. Yes, so I think you're asking about the energy in the home space, for sure. If you apply, it's all the same. Like once you're riding a bike, you can go all over the world. It's the same here. Once you acknowledge and understand how to feel energy, you'll see that you can apply it anywhere you want, in any way you want, because any place you understand that is a source of projection of power. Yeah, it doesn't matter if it's a home or a person or a tree. Yeah, you become, you know, an open mirror, a clear mirror, and you just allow it to reflect. So obviously in the home, you'll see for yourself. You can go through the rooms in your home, and you'll see that each room you're going to get different feeling, for sure. Yeah? Okay? And what's beautiful, that you can also do healing, meaning that if you enter into a room that there is a heaviness there, okay, so you can be there, and with your awareness create space, you know, kind of liberate the heaviness. Yeah, because there is information that's sitting in that space called that room. Okay, so with your mind you can open the space and create more space. Yeah, and maybe bring some affirmation there, maybe bring some mantra there, or maybe, you know, like in feng shui, you know, hang something that will move, or change the light, or change the bed. Yeah, but liberate the space, and then the energy will be liberated. Okay, I hope that answering what you're saying, what you're asking, Laura. Savannah, how do you assess if you're receiving accurate info, or if there are some days when impressions are not 100% on point? Thank you, thank you. That's a question that always come up. Do I make it in my mind, or is it real? So, yeah. So for me, there are no question. Always 100%. I know 100%. Yeah, no doubt, zero doubt. And the reason why there is zero doubt is because, first, I do it many years. So, but not only that, because one day I decide I don't doubt anymore. Just like that. I don't doubt anymore. Everything that comes has importance. Everything that comes has importance. Yeah. So from that moment, I stop doubting, and if a doubt comes, I throw it away. Why? Because the minute something comes, it's relevant, as important, even if my mind think, oh, maybe you invented it. Okay, so I invented, but why I didn't invent something else? So I give everything importance, and then I see if it's relevant or not relevant. Okay, if I give it importance, and then when I work with a client, you know, I can see, I can detect, you know, if it's relevant, and I always see it is very relevant, very relevant. The same is what the client is saying, you know, because I always connect to the energy of the person, and I ask them, how are you feeling? And sometimes they say something opposite to what I see. So in the beginning I was doubting myself, but not anymore. I said, they are right, I'm right, but let's see why they give me this information. What are they connecting to? Yeah. So everything is so relevant and so important. Now, of course, when you start training, it's normal that you are not 100% sure if it's right or wrong. What I did when I started training for myself, I used to travel a lot in that time. I was sitting in airports, for example, a place where there are many people, just looking at people's crown chakra, okay? And I started to compare. And then when I saw, oops, actually, wow, they are very different from each other, then I knew I'm not, you know, I'm not inventing it. It's true. Now, if I'm not sure if that's true or not, or I'm making it up, or maybe it's even mine, you know, maybe the sadness I feel in somebody, actually it's my sadness. How would I know? So what I do, I become nobody again. Nothing. I become nothing. Yeah, I start to breathe and to forget about me. There's nobody. Yeah, so I forget also about the sadness, about everything. And then I become again like I clean the mirror. And then I say, okay, now reflect again. Boom, sadness. Okay, so it's not mine, it's the other person. But that's, as you train, you don't need to do it anymore. But this question comes a lot, and I always say, when you're doubt, become again nobody. Yeah? And then allow to reflect again. Okay? I'm becoming more aware of my own intuition, more and more, more and more. Now I am learning to trust in the truth of my awareness. Beautiful. Thank you, Amma, sorry. Thank you very much. I just want to say that energy reading is, intuition is part of energy reading, but the energy reading is not intuitive, really, you know? Like if I look now at the screen, I see my image, or if I look here, I see the wall. It's not intuitive, yeah? So when I read energy, it's not intuitive, yeah? It's not, oops, suddenly came to me. No, no, no. It's a system, it's a practice that when you do it, you see it, you know, you see it. Like I can see now, Amma, I can see your energy. I don't know anything about you, but I can see your energy if I want to. Everybody, yeah? So it's a training, and once you're trained, you know how to do it, and then it's not intuition. But intuition definitely is part of energy reading, because sometimes you just get information, and you know, you didn't plan to look at somebody's aura, and suddenly you get something that happened in their childhood. Yes, so it's part of it. Okay, Max. Hi, Max. Nice to have you here. Just a minute. Can you then tell me what my energy looks like? Okay, I'll give it a go, Amma. Yeah, your energy, sure. Your energy is going inside, yeah, and then it goes into the throat, and then it slides to the right side. So the energy is not completely available to your whole body right now. Yeah, yeah. It's not that the energy is not available. You are not making it available for you. So it's a little bit going to the right, but also beyond the shoulder is also not available. So what I suggest you'll do is just ask. Just for example, you say, I'm inviting, yeah, I'm inviting myself to connect to the wisdom of the universe. No, sorry. I'm inviting myself to be nourished by the wisdom and the power of the creation, yeah? Because your body is part of creation, yeah? And you just have to surrender and allow creation to come to you and to nourish you. Yes, so mean that your mind has to move. Yeah, you see, now you do it. I see the energy start to trickle on your right side, but not on the left side yet. Okay, but you're doing it. Max, when you are working with a client, how would you interpret the information back to the person regarding what you are seeing in the energy? Just a minute. How would you back to the person regarding? Yeah. So when you connect to the person, obviously I don't want to tell them, wow, you're really like Max. I will never do. You asked me, so I did it. Sorry, Amma. You asked me, so I did it. But I will never do it like this, really, Amma. I will never come to somebody and say your energy is like this, like that, because it's not the best way to support somebody. The best way to support somebody is to guide them to connect and make a process with them to understand why it is like this, because there is a reason why the energy is moving in a certain way. Yeah, there's a reason for that. So we need to try to understand what is the reason. Why my psyche, yeah, is not allowing the life force just to move through for me and for me to be so bright and brilliant and radiant. Why it's like this? Yeah, what's the reason? And why it's going to the right and not to the left, and not up and not down? Yeah, there are reasons for this. You know, our psyche, through our life process and maybe past life processes, developed in a certain way that create like filters that doesn't allow the life force to flow. So we need to do some process of understanding, or at least a process of understanding what to do with it, even if we don't know why, or if we don't want to know why. That's also okay. But we have to do a process of understanding. And from that process, we get a lot of benefit. But if I just tell you, oh, you're blocked like this, it's actually not right at all to do. Yeah? Only if I support you how to undo the blockage, then it's okay. So when we read energy, you know, we have to be careful with the ego also, because it's very satisfying for the mind, ego, to say, hey, I can read your energy, so I'm better than you, or something like this. I have some power over you. We have to be careful of that, yeah? Because it's a power that we've been given to support somebody, but not to make our ego stronger, and actually to go backwards because of that. Okay, thank you. Thank you very much for joining. I'll post when I do another one. And I appreciate if you feel like giving donation for this talk, because it's free for everybody. And the information that I share here just comes. Yeah. So if you feel like giving donation for this talk, go for it. If not, that's perfect as well. And I'm happy to share this time with you. Savarna, are you saying that even if you, a practitioner connected to the infinite, sees or knows of a pattern, even if one person sees it, can bring healing? Sees or knows of a pattern, even if one person sees it, it can bring healing. I'm sorry, but it's not clear for me. Yeah, if you want, you can text me. Even if the client doesn't know. If the client doesn't know what's their imbalance, it can bring. Yeah, of course. If we know or if we don't know, the minute we balance the energy, we feel much better. Yeah, it brings a lot of healing. We don't always need to know why. Yeah, and even if we know, many times we come back to the same blockage. Yeah, I can have low self-esteem, and I know because my father didn't like what I do, for example, but still I might find my mind still in a self-esteem mode. But I can always balance my system and feel great, although the mind has this tendency. I hope that answered Savannah, but you can always contact me and I'll be happy to answer anything. Same for everybody. Thank you very much. I have many meditation on Insight Timer, and you're welcome to enjoy and give some feedback. That'll be great. Okay. Adios, everybody. Bye-bye.